Right. So I don't get to do these often enough, I think. And my goal, make sure my mic's ready, everything's good to go, is actually just to share a little bit with you in regards to why I am actually loving Quant Network more and more. As we get this thing set up here, I'm actually going to send a quick tweet out since the reason I'm here is because I asked some of you guys, hey, do you want to talk about what's going on with Quant Network and QNT in general? And you're like, let's do it. Quant Network. Can you believe it? It's 200%. That's insane. I don't think people realize how big of an impact QNT really has and what's actually happening in the marketplace. Like, this is the reason why I wanted to do this. I was going to do a little recorded video, and I'll be honest with all of you. The reason I'm not doing this is I'm not feeling very well, and I would probably watch the video and say, oh, it's not good enough. It's not good enough. But at the end of the day, it ain't about me. It's about making sure I get you guys the information that you need to be successful long term. That's always been and that's always going to be my goal. So it doesn't matter how I'm feeling. It's okay. I'm just gonna get you guys the info that you need to be successful because that's what I'm here for. I'm going to show you guys a big old screen here. It's going to look really busy, but it's okay. I'll explain it eventually. I'm just going to show you my right screen. All right, so some of you guys were asking, how can you make money in arbitrage? Like, this is why. This, especially with things that are launching new exchanges all the time, prices fluctuate like crazy. Look at this. So you got 169 in one place, you got 160 in another, 159. It varies tremendously depending where you're trading. So why is it happening, right? Like that's a big question. Why quant? Why do I even care? Like why would I go live to actually talk about this thing? Well, at the end of the day, this is going to change the world. I know it's a big bold statement, but it really is going to change the world. Quant is I mean, I can still call it a hidden gem just because there has not been that many people jumping on board with this. Um, and I'll do a slash. People don't know the impact and how much it means. And to understand that, I really want to show you a couple of things right off of their website and a few of the people and what this all means. So if we take a look here, again, not financial advice because I'm some dude on YouTube, but I'm telling you about stuff I'm loving to follow, loving to trade. And if I look over to the other screens because I'm day trading with my awesome people. Okay, Quant. Breaking it down simply, it's the way to connect all blockchains. I did a really nerdy walkthrough with a slideshow and all, talking about the Quant Network and the basics. Because at the end of the day, they don't want to replace anybody. And that's a beautiful thing. Like, they remind me of myself. Like, my goal is not to replace other YouTube channels. I don't care if you get information from other places. I encourage you to go to other places. But I want to be the hub. I want to be able to provide you the best possible information that I can. So I'm not competing with anybody. And in my opinion, that's the easiest way to win. Quant does the same thing, except they're doing it on the blockchain. That's the idea, right? So if you can find something that's not doesn't really have competition from anybody else. And not only that, does it not only have competition, the technology is freaking incredible. They are not looking to create more blockchains on top of blockchains on top of blockchains. What they're doing is bringing everybody together. Instead of trying to compete and saying my blockchain is better than yours, they've taken that approach and turned it upside down. What they're doing is, oh, blockchains are great. You want to come up with a new blockchain tomorrow? Great. More power to you. We're going to help you get connected. We're going to allow you to have an effective communication means with everybody else. And I brought this point on the last video when I talked about the Quant Network. People are going to desperately, desperately need this. Like there's no way for people to get around the interconnectivity of blockchains. You either get things connected or people are going to live as silos. And that's essentially how the internet started, right? You had little network here, network here, network here, 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 and the little nodes and networks all over the place. And if you were connected to one network, you couldn't talk to another. And TCP/IP changed all of that. It brought everyone together. It allowed my home network to be able to connect to YouTube and allow you to connect to YouTube and watch this video now. The connectivity is key. And right now, yes, it's decentralized, but it's too decentralized. They need to be able to talk to one another because at the end of the day, the blockchain space needs to have mass adoption. And I'm not talking about mass adoption to the one blockchain or another blockchain. We need mass adoption across the board. And this is I won't even call it a problem. This is what Quant is solving. This is what they're focusing on. So they're coming onto a platform with zero competition. They're doing things unlike other people. They're not trying to say they're better or worse than anybody else. They're the solution. And last video, I covered how how the people, right? Like how the main people going around and getting this thing done. And when I say people, I mean Gilbert. This is one of the most well-connected individuals I have ever looked into. When you have connections of this magnitude, success almost comes naturally, but he's working for it, which is the cool part of this. It's not like he's just saying, oh yeah, I know people, so this is going to succeed. No, he's actually looking for the best possible ways to interconnect blockchain technology and have a hub created that will allow blockchains to talk to one another and create mass adoption that is so desperately needed. Insights that people don't realize. They are a private company. So they're not a public company. All the things that they're doing are, private. So if you think about it, the adoption that has already taken place is beyond anybody's understanding. The people that have signed on with them are huge names that have yet to be disclosed. He's mentioned in interviews that 300 plus companies have already signed on with them. And then this brings me to the value, right? Where are we right now and where are we going to go with QNT? Because it's been in a great trajectory lately. And I know I brought this over here so you can see the chart. And we spiked up, into the 180s recently. And this was what, yesterday? Yep, yesterday. It's low. I know 180 seems like a high number, especially coming from where they were. Like down here where we're at, $57. Man, I wish I could have bought at $57 or bought more at $57. This is only the beginning. Right now, QNT is in its infancy. Like it hasn't launched yet. What you're going to see take place over the next few months is QNT skyrocketing. For you to be able to use their platform, you need QNT. And that hasn't even come into play. In September, you're going to see these tokens get locked up. Yeah, so tokens are going to get locked up and prices are going to take off. For you to have a contract with them, you need to buy a license. When you buy that license, you're buying it in QNT. And that QNT will be locked starting here in September. 160 is nothing in comparison to what you're going to see happen to this coin. I know, I'm really excited to be able to actually say this live so I can go back and go, oh, look, you did say that. You did call it. Because it's the truth as far as what's taking place. This is only the beginning. And now I'm getting confused because I need to find my little chat because I just heard a ding and I want to make sure that I'm actually connecting with all of you guys. So, move this over. Live stream. Awesome. All right. We got we're saying 20,000 by the in 2022. That's the estimate. I don't want to make that call, but I think long term it can be well over that. Well over that. I know it's weird for you to look at a coin that's only at $160 and say that it's going to be, upwards of, 20, 50,000. But it's not only doable, it's where it's going. It's what's going to happen. Because when there's a need and somebody learns how to fulfill that need, prices will take off. And like I've mentioned before, QNT is necessary. And I'm going to give you the, just one, case scenario as far as what's happening, what's going on. I have kids. I don't know if you guys can hear them in the back, but they're having a good time. Um, right now, we don't have a way of connecting multiple blockchains. Not only that, more and more places are looking to create their own blockchains. Take that a step further, you have countries that are creating their own cryptocurrencies. And the goal is always to keep the money within the country, within the same network, right? So if you're the one printing dollars, you want to make sure that those dollars are working for your country. If you're printing whatever other currency, you want to make sure that those funds, that currency is staying within wherever you are. So how do you do that without, forcing people to adopt your system? You interconnect them. And in Latin America, this is already taking place because Quant Network is already all over it, and they're going to be the ones bringing everybody together. That's what's happening. They're going to be able to. They're going to allow these different networks to actually have a communication back and forth with other people. So these exchanges are now, and let's call it exchanges to make life a little easier. So think about, somebody back in the day picking up the phone going, I want to buy X number of stocks from this place, or trading currencies even. I want to buy X number of dollars on this currency. This is now all happening automatically thanks to, Overledger OS. And the reason they're different, and I know I might be repeating myself here just a little bit, just to give a couple of people that joined a little bit later a chance to catch up. The reason this is happening is because they are not competing for blockchain space. They don't care about blockchain space. They want to be able to bring others together. And that's genius. The same way that I've told you, I'm not competing with other YouTubers, influencers. I don't care. My goal is to be able to give people insight, to provide people with the knowledge that I think is beneficial. So if you're getting information from other people on the internet, that's awesome. I ask people all the time, who do you like? Who are you watching? I want to learn too. I'm not done growing. I'm not done learning. And that approach, in my opinion, is why Quant is so successful. Yes, they are already successful because, like I said, just moments earlier, they already have 300 plus companies already signed on with them. They haven't disclosed who those companies are, or if they're countries, if they're how big they are, but they already have those people on board. We just don't know it yet. Come September, when their mainnet technically launches and people have to lock up tokens. Why do they have to lock up tokens? Licensing requires QNT. For you to be able to use their platform, you need to purchase that license in QNT, which will take this price from 160 way up, way up, which is why this is a long-term investment in my mind. This is, along the lines of your Bitcoin. I know a lot of people are like, oh, I love Bitcoin. It's, I just set it and I just kind of forget it. It just sits there and grows. That hasn't been necessarily true for, the recent past year, but it's good to have something that you can count on, that you can go back to and say, oh, you know what? I don't need to worry about what's going on in the market today because I have a investment that's going to work for me long term. Now, I just want to do it live. We'll do it live. And for the ones that didn't hear, I'm actually not feeling that great, which is why I wanted to do it live, because otherwise I'd be beating myself over the head with an edit and going, no, I got to edit that. That's not going to look good, because the worse I feel, the more of a perfectionist I'm going to try to be. Just want to get this on screen, ready to go for you guys, and share. All right, so this is QNT over the last day. Let's go 7 days out. And you can see we had a peak over here at the 188 mark. I like looking at this thing because it shows you the last 24 hours. It's really helpful. Look at that. We're beating a 24-hour high. The high over the last month was 191. Keep this in mind. This is low, and I'm going to say it again. This is actually still very, very low. Now, we're looking at a 10% increase, right? We're looking at 10%, and I'm getting messages. I want to make sure I get to answer all of you guys. Oh, all right. I need to do like a shout out to this thing, and I'm gonna put it right on right on the chat for everybody to see. If you have questions, if you want to learn more about the Quant Network, if you want to get connected with a bunch of awesome people, I just shared a link here on the chat for the Telegram group for those guys. And again, this is not self promotion. This is really promoting the network because they're doing amazing things and they're only going to blow up from here. So if you can get connected, if you can learn about it now, hey, more power to you. So take a look at this. And this is actually something that I'm really, really excited about that people are kind of missing the point on. Am I logged in? No, not logged in. So I can't even, that's why it's not starred. So right now we're up 10.5%. I'm going to open another tab with CoinMarketCap as well. If my computer decides to work fast enough. All right. So Ethereum is down 5%. Bitcoin is down 2.5%. I know I opened this to start talking about, quant networks, but this brings joy to my heart to see Bitcoin dropping and other coins rising. For example, my good old Cardano. Cardano is doing what Quant decided not to do. Cardano is actually going after countries and saying, let's get mass adoption into our blockchain. Let's get mass adoption into our blockchain. That's really, really hard, really difficult to do. And they're doing a good job at what they're doing. And they're able to set themselves apart from Bitcoin, from Ethereum. And I want to see more of this. And here's how this links back to the Quant Network. As you have more blockchains, as you have more of these infrastructures who are creating their own thing and becoming silos, guess who's going to benefit from it? Quant. Because at the end of the day, there's only so much you can do by yourself. You need help. You need connectivity. You need support from others if you're going to really be that network you desire to be. Because I'll give a perfect example from Bitcoin. Love Bitcoin. I mean, I technically still have a Bitcoin wallet with a few Bitcoin in there that I can't access. So I've had it for 10 years. Um, lovely, right? Love Bitcoin. There's no way I can have Bitcoin in my ledger, walk outside and say, all right, I'm going to go shopping with this. What am I going to do? Go to the store, buy a laptop, buy a computer, and wait 30 minutes for my transaction to finalize? It just doesn't work that way. There's no way for something of that magnitude to take place with Bitcoin. It's not fast enough for that to take place. But then people say, well, it's secure. I like X, Y, and Z from this blockchain. Wonderful. I like plenty of things from different blockchains. And that's the beauty that I've been talking about when it comes to the Quant Network. As these different blockchains start to rise and the dominance of Bitcoin drops, guess who wins? The people who are thinking ahead, the people who are thinking about connecting blockchains, the people who are thinking about getting these people to work together. That's who's going to benefit the most from it. So if you're looking at a $160 coin right now for Quant, well, buy it up, guys, because it's very, very discounted. It's not going to stay at these levels for very long. And why is it soaring right now? And actually, this has a really, really good display of what I'm about to cover. So take a look at this. If I take a look at the markets, right? Look at where Quant is listed. Right now, Binance is listed as number one, having the most volume. They just got listed on Binance. And not only that, there's a special something about the Binance listing. They could have been listed on Binance years ago. However, and I hope people from Binance aren't watching this, Binance is slightly extortionist when it comes to getting listed on their platform. You got to pay up. You got to pay to play. They're expecting you to put out money for liquidity, and I'll tell you why. There are some quotes there. They expect you to put out money for liquidity to list your coin on their platform. But that doesn't make sense because they're not really hosting any kind of liquidity. They just want money. There's no other way to say it. They're just looking for you to pony up and buy BNB. Like they want to pump their own status. Now, they got listed on Binance, but they refuse to pay that, I guess you can call it, that ransom to get listed on Binance. They could have been listed on Binance a while back. They could have been, growing much further than, they are now. And I applaud them for not doing that. They understand the value that they have in that company. They know that great, Binance, wonderful exchange to be on. However, what's the point? Why am I going to spend money, take money out of investors, take money out of the people that believe in us to pay somebody else? It's essentially a marketing fee that Binance is charging. Now, fast forward a couple of years, here we are. Quant now is listed on Binance for free. And why in the world would they ever do that? Because they finally have to admit there is huge value in QNT. When they look around and they see other exchanges like Gate.io and Coinbase listing QNT, they're not going to wait around to list it. They're going to go, oh crap, we're losing money. We need the volume, because volume equals money to these exchanges, and they want to have the volume. So the best decision Binance could have made is actually list them for free. It's a business decision, but this is the best decision they could have made. So it's a win-win on both sides. Binance is now making money because people are trading QNT on their platform. And it's a win for Quant as well, because they didn't have to pay the fee to get listed. They simply got listed because of their their recognition, the fact that they are a real legitimate organization that's actually going to blow up. And I do my research. I do the best that I can to do my research and actually provide that to you all. Now, think about Binance. You think they do their research? You think there's one guy doing the research there, or you think there's a team of people with the amount of money they're pulling in? So, if that team of people is willing to say, we need to get this coin listed on our exchange ASAP, what are we going to get money from? We need to get them listed. Doesn't matter if they're paying or not. We need to get them listed. That should tell you something. So it's one of those things, like, don't take my word for it. Just look at the environment around us. Just look at what other people are doing and saying about the coin. Now, do you think it's worth it? And again, it's not take my word for it. It's Binance. And Binance, I mean, they are all out about this thing, right? They don't care what other people think. They get, blacklisted from different places around the world. They're like, yeah, whatever, we'll just move on. There's enough money to be made elsewhere. Those same people are now going, we don't want to lose money because we know that Quant is going to kick butt and we need to list them now. That should be more than enough for any of you to say, hey, this thing is real and I'm not going to miss out. I'm actually going to scroll down and see what's going on here on the group. Oh, look, we got some new people joining in the group there. That's awesome. And again, I shared a link here on the chat because my goal is not to be able to say, hey, guess what? I know everything about this. I know like this much in regards to QNT and to Quant Network. The people running it, they're incredible. And again, like I was talking privately with a few people in regards to the Quant Network, and I told them, like, yeah, I covered one person. I covered the CEO. I just gave you a few brief highlight things about his past, where he's worked. And I didn't actually talk about how, people from, BP are on board and are actually part of the group, part of the team. How there is just incredible money behind this. When you're dealing with the Rockefellers that are investing in this thing, like, it is insane the reach that Quant Network has, and it's going unnoticed until now. And I almost feel like I want to go online more often, just say, hey guys, we're up. Hey guys, we're up. Hey guys, we're up, because that's going to be the trend moving forward. You're going to see these peaks. You're going to see these, ups and downs a little bit. And I'll bring that up just so you can see what I'm talking about here. So Coinbase, I'll just use Coinbase as an example. Look at this. So This is July 20th. You could have picked up on July 20th Quant for about $59. This is what, 13 days later? And look where we're at. This here is natural to take place when you have a new listing going on an exchange. So it got listed on Binance, and things kind of got a little crazy. People are like, oh, there's money to be made. If you day trade, you know there's money to be made on the way up and the way down. So you know how this works. What is good about this is that after it listed, it's not tanking. It's not like, oh, I'm going to take some profits and get out. That's not going to happen here. Right now, look at this trend. It's just going straight up. Every time you see a new listing in a big place, you're gonna see a bounce, but then you're gonna have either a up or down. And right now, Quant's going up, and it's gonna continue to go up, not because of FOMO, which is super exciting, but because of its function, because of what it can do, because of what it does do, because of the companies that have already signed on with it, and the change and the impact that it's going to have. That's the most exciting part of it for me. I don't know what you think. What do you think, about Quant Networks? But I think that you should watch it. Even if you don't agree with me, even if you're not 100% certain about the things that I'm saying, just follow it. Just do me that favor and follow it, because it's going to change the way blockchain is viewed, and it's going to bring connectivity across the globe, across blockchains, and it's much, much needed. And people just are starting to realize it. You just wait until these, different country coins kind of come out, and you're going to see the difference and the impact that this will have. What's the price that QNT could reach in 6 months? So I think that long term, we're talking about probably $50,000 for QNT. Over to 6 months, I will be able to give you a better idea after September, because that's when the launch is going to take place, right? When things are actually going to get locked up. But I mean, you heard somebody else here right on the chat say $20,000 in 2020. That's likely, totally happen. I mean, this kind of project does bring that kind of not only value, but need, because right now people aren't thinking about this. People aren't necessarily considering like, oh, okay, I need to jump on to the Matic network and move my funds from point A to point. Like, that's going to be a thing of the past shortly. That's going to go away, and that's going to have a huge impact on everything that we do. You're going to see the new wallets that are mass adopted are going to be using their technology, are going to be able to go from network to network. So if you have Ethereum in one place, you have Ethereum everywhere. You're no longer having to move things across. So I need to move things from my Ethereum wallet to Polygon. I got to go through a bridge. No, that's old. That's the past. That's not going to happen anymore. Oh, here's an example of what I was talking about when it comes to arbitrage. That happens often when things are kind of taking off. Some of you guys were asking. If you look down here, looking at 180, and everywhere else we're looking at 165. The more that mass adoption that takes place, the more bots that come in, and more things level out across the board. But until that happens, you get a little bit of this. So you get 165, 164, 165, 180. Now, answering your questions. Let me make sure I go through this chat, because otherwise I wouldn't be doing it justice. All right, what do we got? I just joined. Is there any reason for making any big news? Yeah, I don't feel so good, and I want to make sure I got a video out today. So I want to tell you guys about Quant Network, because it's going to take over the world, and people don't even see it coming. Do I play all the instruments behind me? Yeah, and also the guitar and the bass that's on the side that you can't see. I didn't say I play it well, but I do play it. All right. But I'm not letting anything slip by me. Yeah, and I appreciate that you watched the other video when I talked about Quant. It is, again, it's the reason why I thought it would be worthwhile to kind of connecting with all of you and letting you know what I think about it, because it is going places. It is going to be one of those coins that do make, it's going to make a difference. It's going to make an impact. Not only is it something that you all can make money on now, it's something that's going to be required for industries to operate. That's plain and simple. And I told you guys about Binance and how they got listed for free. Like, it is happening, and I want to make sure that you all don't miss out on it. A song dedicated to QNT. I don't feel like I'm in the right place to be the one dictating what song would be a QNT song. I'd probably, defer back to the Quanfi people over in Telegram. I shared the link to their Telegram there. Those guys are actually pretty stinking awesome. Not gonna lie, they're doing awesome things over there. And if they come up with a song, maybe I'll get it played. I'll get it played by somehow. All right, so I don't want to call this breaking news, but even Jesus thinks that Quant is absolutely incredible. There you go. I pinned it so you guys could see it. Yeah, and you see me cover other not only topics but projects and how the community around those projects are. I can tell you, I've gone in and out of different communities in regards to different projects, and sometimes they're really nice people, sometimes they're not. But what stood out to me the most with the Quant Network community, there are no bots. It's like real people who have been in this for years. So it's like a mature audience that knows what it is that's going on. They understand their value, and they're happy to be part of it. It's really, really cool to see a community coming together that does that, that not only understands one another, but are supportive of new people, that are welcoming, that explain things like and these guys are super knowledgeable too. How long have I been covering Quant? Not long at all, Mosef. Mosef, that's fun to say. Not long at all. So only a few days ago that I put that video live for the Quant Network, which was on the 29th. I've known about it for a while longer, but I wanted to make sure that first I had a lot of other things that I was covering, and I don't put anything out unless I do my due diligence. Look at this. I love it. So, all right, if y'all want to roast me on chat, do it. I don't mind it. I love having these conversations. So, is it you? Here's the question: is it me or is it a YouTuber trying to talk about coins that that already had a big gain? It's not. It's not a thing. Like, it's normal. It happens all the time. All the time. That's how people get views, right? If you look at BitBoy Crypto, he literally did a video and included Quant as part of it because he knows it's trending. He knows that it's going up in value. I've been talking about Quant for a while longer. Not only that, like, when I put information out, I want to do my due diligence. I want to know what I'm actually saying. I want to make sure that I'm not just, coming up with stuff on the fly, which I can do if necessary, but I'd rather not. I'd rather, do my research and actually share information that will be valuable to all of you. But to your point, I do want to make sure that I'm transparent with some of these things. So take a look at this. I'm going to share my screen and make this big so you all can read it. And right share. So on the 29th, I actually put this out and I let everybody know that, hey, this stuff is going to pump. Please watch it. So pre-pump, because it was still at 120 at that point. I had already been looking into it. I just hadn't had a chance to do my full diligence. So at 120, well, it wasn't even at 120. It was higher than 120. I told everybody, hey, it's going to hit 120 and then it's going to skyrocket. That's exactly what happened. If you don't follow me on Twitter, it's just, what do you do? It's action_CEO. That's my Twitter handle. So although I agree with you that it is a trend for YouTubers to actually just monopolize and try to take advantage of trends and try to put their videos out there, not necessarily what I'm doing with Quant. And to be fair, lives aren't as worthwhile in comparison to videos because those videos actually get a lot more views long term. Live streams don't last as long as far as trending goes. And I told everybody here the reason I'm actually doing this one is because I wanted to share info, not necessarily because I'm looking for views. But I appreciate the question. Like, that's a really good point. I think you're right. All right. So I believe Quant is the most undervalued project at this moment. Right now, it is. Honestly, I think Quant is definitely at least large. I don't know if you can call this a large project yet in comparison to where it's going, right? Because you got to take a look at the market cap. What are we looking at here for our market cap? So you're looking at almost 2 billion. It's a large, small market cap because it's got a lot of room for growth. So if you're talking about the high level, high market cap coins, 100%. QNT is the most undervalued coin in the market right now. Oh, this is hilarious. Thiago, you're funny. Meta Hero or QNT? Really? This is a joke on me, by the way, because if you guys don't know, I honestly, yeah, I'll make a comment about Meta Hero, and this is all I'll say about it. Meta Hero is a fantastic business plan. It's a great idea that's being funded by minions. They have a franchise model that's going to make rich people rich, and the people who are buying a token, they're buying a gift card that they can't do anything with. But I'll leave it there. Now, so I can't read your full name, R, but I know you're not meaning any offense, but I love when when you make statements about what YouTubers are doing, what other people are doing, because I don't mind talking about them. I don't mind saying what I believe and why I'm standing, for what I'm standing for. It's the way you're gonna see these videos here on the channel take place. I'm not gonna just create FOMO or FUD around projects. I'm gonna tell you exactly what I think, what I believe is going to happen, and I'll leave it there. And it's really fun right now because the channel isn't even it's not even monetized. Like, people can say, "Oh, you're trying to make." I'm not even getting a penny from this at all, at all. And it is what it is. So for the ones of you asking Meta what, don't even. It's not even worth it. I posted a video on Meta Hero. It's an hour-long video, and let me apologize that I was a little frustrated when I posted that video. I was not on my A game. Let's call it that. Not on my A game. Just because I was a little frustrated because there were a bunch of jerks to me. Yeah, that's what took place. Oh, Mosif. XRP. All right. So I have an outline. I'm not going to call it a script, but if you guys are still here, watching this, let me tell you what's going on. XRP. Guys, XRP is not a cryptocurrency the way people think that it's a cryptocurrency. XRP is a security, but it's not really a security anymore. Weird, right? Here's the deal with XRP, because I've gotten this question when I've talked about Quant, privately with some of you. XRP is a genius move. XRP is a coin created by Ripple Labs. Ripple Labs took money from XRP and built themselves up. Created a wonderful piece of technology that allows transactions to take place over a network much faster than your regular ACH transfers. Now, what the heck does that mean? Well, ACH transfers take forever. Oh, but you can wire money. Wiring money is expensive. Wiring money requires physical labor. People are literally taking information from point A and sticking it in point B. There's a human that's doing these things. XRP is looking to get rid of that, which is a good idea. But XRP is super limited. First, you got that issue, right? You got the SEC issue going on with XRP, because essentially what XRP was created for was to generate revenue for Ripple, who used the money to create a technology that is patented. And they, just to put it into perspective, but Ripple can become a publicly traded company right now, even with the lawsuits going on for XRP. They are separate entities. The technology to do those transfers that banks are looking to use long term are actually just Ripple's. Ripple owns that stuff. So the XRP part of it doesn't even matter. They've created technology, they made money from it, and now they don't even care if XRP goes under. XRP can die tomorrow, and Ripple's sitting there happy as can be because they have a technology that can be used to, monetize transfers around the globe. That to me, it's just a little sketchy, and I don't know how much I like it. So, Mosef, you are right, and I do agree with you that people should join the Comfy Lounge. If you have any questions about this project, go check those guys out. They are really good people who are willing to answer your questions and be there if you guys want to know more about things, and like just good people all around. Um, so I really do appreciate all the information they've been able to help me with. And again, I think that a community rallied around something like this is important. They take it to the next level. They're about 4,000 strong with 0 bots, which is unheard of. I think they have 1 bot which verifies you, but it's all real people and real nice people too. I mean that definitely helps. And they are not so young that they are just kind of FOMOing into this thing. People in the community have been there for years. They're following this project since 2017. Like that speaks volumes. That's huge. To me, it's huge. I know that some people might think, oh, they're just, they're waiting for the next payout. No, guys, like this is unbelievable what's about to take place. We are at the cusp of breakout. I don't think that the charts you have seen, so looking at this right here, go a month out, what's happening right now, this is not breaking out. You're going to see breakout over these next 2 months, and your jaws are going to drop. That's what's going to happen. Because right now, talk about understated value. That's what this is. Like, people just don't get how big this is going to go. Now, and every time I look at, maybe I'm going to close out the stream, I got something else going on. Mature admins, yeah. Yeah, Aaron, you're dead on, bud. Like, I agree with you 100%. The mods over at the Quanfi Lounge, like, those people are pretty fantastic. Like, I don't talk about this or like this about just anybody. I really don't. Like, maybe you can say I'm a little critical sometimes. I just think that it's a really good group of people that allow you to learn. And I'll make this bold statement across the board. If you're looking to get into a coin, if you're looking to get into a project, and the people from that project are not welcoming questions, if they're not willing to be challenged, that's the biggest red flag. If something is off and they don't want to talk about it, there's something wrong. When you have people that are willing to admit, no, we're not where we need to be yet, but we're getting there. That's the kind of project that I want to support. That's the kind of thing that I want to cover. That's the type of, that's it. That's the kind of business that I'm literally putting my money behind. Because like I told you guys, it's not a matter of me getting on YouTube and giving you guys financial advice. No, that's not it. I'm here on YouTube telling you what I'm doing with my own money. And it's been profitable so far, I got to say. And the trend is going to continue because the project is not going anywhere other than up. I guess you can say it is going somewhere. It's going up. And long term, it's going up. This is funny. So David Fox has asked if they should change their XRP into Quant. It depends. Do you want to be a part of a company that cares about the token or not? And I just talked about this. XRP is not Ripple. Ripple Labs has a really good piece of technology that they've patented that belongs to them. That has nothing to do with XRP. XRP can die tomorrow, and Ripple is happy as can be because they have a technology that's worth money. That's not what Quant's doing. Quant is utilize QNT tokens to allow people to pay for their licenses. So, and again, I'll use the country example. If the US, as soon as they launch the coin that they're working on, they want to say, oh, yeah, you can use the coin in the US, but I guess it would be good if they can use it externally. If people from other blockchains would be able to use it as well, The way to solve that problem is Quant. It's the Overledger OS that will take care of that. It's the ability of saying, hey, you're no longer a silo. You can now operate across different channels. So you tell me, do you want to be part of a company that doesn't care about its token, or one that is fully supportive and empowering its token holders and rewarding it by allowing the token to grow? Mosif, can you share links? Go for it, man. Share away, share away. And again, I've told you guys about this. Like, my goal is not to, monopolize YouTube. There isn't even that many people watching the video right now, and that's okay. Want people I don't want people to look at this and say, "Oh, I expect everybody to come to me." The same way that Quant Network doesn't expect everybody to go to them. Instead, they are looking to be a hub of information. They're looking to connect people. And if I can connect people and give you guys resources and projects to look into, hey Mosef, it didn't go through. I didn't actually get the link. I don't see it on the chat. It might have been tagged. Let me see if I can do something for you, because you do have some really good information. I don't want people to miss out just because of YouTube rules and whatnot. Let me see if I can see. Nope. Mosef, do me a favor. Shoot it over to me over on Telegram. Just tag me on it, and I'll put the link in here, because I don't know why it's not working, but I will get that link posted for everybody, because at the end of the day, I want you all to do your research. Like, that's the most powerful tool you have, is your ability to look into things yourself. Don't take my word for it. Every time I talk about something, I'm going to remind you, do your due diligence. I want to make sure that you all are growing, you all are learning. And it's what I'm doing. I just want to try to be a conduit of information if I can be. Now, and I'm going to get that link over to you guys. I've told you guys about Gilbert. I've told you guys what's going on as far as the basics of this token, why it works, why it's important, why people are, people need it. Now, hopefully I can get this link so I can leave this, leave you guys with something of value to kind of look into and learn from. If you go on the Quamfi Lounge, the Telegram group that I shared with all of you, they have a ton of information. And my goal is to really cover projects, cover information that you all are going to benefit from, and provide you resources for you to look into things yourself. People don't like you. And there I go with bold statements again. People are not very interested in empowering others with information for them to do for them to do their own research. It's a lot easier for me to say the only place you can get information is right here. Well, guess what? That's not true at all. Not true at all. Y'all can do your research. You can get information from a ton of different places, and I'm going to encourage all of you to actually do so. At the end of the day, I don't want to be a silo. The same way that they don't want to be a silo, I don't want you to be a silo. So the link that he was trying to send is to this right here. There's a Twitter link. Wait, what? I'm sending somebody to somebody else's Twitter? Yeah, I don't care. My goal is not to elevate myself, but to bring these projects to light. So here you go. Hopefully that gives you a little something to look into, something that can help allow you to, help you understand what this is all about. See that connectivity value that comes with something like this? We forget how big blockchain technology really goes, right? We're thinking, oh yeah, we have a few things. We can look at Coinbase, CoinMarketCap, and see all these different projects that are going on. Okay, a lot of them are launched on platforms that already exist, Ethereum and Solana, whatever else. But take it a step further. Banks are creating their own blockchain technology to confirm transactions on their own. That stuff has to be connected somehow. The cool thing about Quant is they future-proof their system. They are now allowing you to create whatever you want and just join in the fun. That's big. Being future-proof goes a long way in the world of crypto, as things are changing on a daily basis. Oh, look, nodes in a network. It's talking about the number of connections, how things start to increase rapidly, and how things need to connect with one another. And this is the problem that Quant solves. It's a really good tweet, man. I really appreciate you sharing this. This is awesome. All right. Yo, 175, nothing special, just a pump as usual. Max, it is a pump as usual, but it's gonna pump even more. So 169, let me go back to charts so that I can show you guys what's actually happening in the background. Here we go. 171, 170, 169. This is not your usual pump. This is a sustainable pump. That's the difference with the Quant Network, that people aren't getting it. And I'm going to try to close the stream probably in the next 10 minutes or so. But if you can get it through to yourself and anybody around you, this is the future. If you want blockchain technology to have any type of mass adoption, they need to be able to talk to one another. This is how it's going to happen. This is how it's going to take place. And I gave you the simple example of Binance. Binance charges a lot of money for people to get on that platform because they claim it's liquidity. It's really not. They just want to pump their own coin. They want to increase the value of the company, which is a genius idea. Again, it's a great business model. I don't like Binance that much, but it's a great way to make money. And Quant refused to pay the extortion fee. And Binance last week actually, yeah, because it's early in the week now. So last week, they had to pony up and said, you know what? It doesn't matter if they're giving us money or not. We need to list them because if they don't, they're going to be missing out on huge profits. And they understand that. I'm one guy doing research. Binance has a team of people doing research. And if that team of people is saying we need to list them for free, that should tell you something about the coin. Can I explain how this is a sustainable pump? Yeah. So at the end of the day, the reason a pump would be sustainable, it's because it's undervalued. That plain and simple. Like there is nothing right now holding Quant back. And looking at the sales charts as far as what orders are in for sales, and I was taking a look at this and I shared it with the group the other day, and it was really funny because there is definitely a wall that people are going to hit because there's a lot of sell orders for $1,000. So that's the big threshold that people are going to have to overcome. It's $1,000. We're a long ways from $1,000. So if it pumps, that's where you're going to see major resistance. And I'm not talking about right now. I'm looking at a 15-minute, and I'll use Coinbase because they're usually like really clean. So using Coinbase, I'm looking at 15 minutes right now. I'm not talking about doing 15 minutes. If we go out to an hour, this is what it looks like. This is a really healthy chart. So you have that huge pump, and then it levels out. It's pumping, now it's leveling out. It's going to keep going. There's just no way around this because of the value of the token. Again, people have to buy the token to be able to use technology. They have to license it. Licensing requires you to have tokens, and those tokens are going to get locked up as soon as the mainnet launches in September. You want to see scarcity? You're going to see scarcity with this. I've covered in the past how DPR was getting scarce, and that 3x'd in a couple of weeks. Same thing's going to happen. Like I'm not trying to FOMO anything. It's just a matter of fact what's going on. Oh, there, Aaron, are you telling people about other videos on my channel? So hang on. What is Quant QNT? Is it a good investment? You see these people? They're trying to give my audience to other people. Let me find the link so I can share it with you. It is actually a really good video. All right, found the link. I'm going to share it with all of you guys. There you go. So this link has nothing to do with my channel. I have no idea who the person is that put it together, but it covers a lot of stuff in detail. Yeah, Aaron. So the reason I was saying $1,000 is because I actually saw a lot of sell orders at that $1,000 mark. It was just really funny to see that. But I shared that link that you put up there because I do think that it's a really good resource if people are trying to understand what this is all about. Um, it can get boring at times if you don't want to get too technical. To exit, it's worth it. Like I've watched that video more than once actually, and it was really beneficial because again, I don't know everything, and my goal is to provide information. If I don't understand something, I can't relay it back to people. So I'm doing my due diligence, researching and doing everything that I can to become more knowledgeable, so that I can pass that knowledge on to you. Again, I'm not the no. I don't know everything, but maybe if I know a little bit, I can share it with all of you. All right, gonna go to the chat now. If you guys have any comments, I'm gonna wrap this up in the next 5 minutes. Any more for any more, any questions about anything, doesn't matter what it is, if it's quant related or not. I want to be able to provide you guys with info because I get questions randomly sometimes, and people are now found out that I put that Discord thing together, and people are joining, going, "Hey, what about this? Hey, what about that?" And it's been a wild ride, and it's been exciting to be on YouTube and be sharing information with you guys. It's actually been a ton of fun, and I'm gonna refuse to go longer than 1 hour with a stream because that's just a little too crazy for me. Here we go. All right. One last note that I think is important for you all to know, and let me pull this up on CoinMarketCap. You guys were asking about how does it work with different exchanges. Want 21-22 prediction. Reno, here's what's going to happen. As soon as mainnet launches, it's going to get wild, and we're going to have a really good idea as far as where we can see the coin go. People are saying 20,000 in 2022, which I'm not going to discredit. I think there is reason to believe that that number is totally possible, and we're just seeing the beginnings of it. When we started the stream, it wasn't at 170. Quant is now hitting that 170 mark, and this is the trend. I mean, it's going up. And again, I got to say this: it's going up while Bitcoin is going down, and Ethereum is going down, and BNB is going down, and XRP is going down. Obviously, I mean, I don't want to call XRP names. I know they have a really good, big old army that's going to come in here and dislike my video to death. But anytime you see a coin that's listed in a ton of different markets, that's when like a lot of arbitrage possibilities kind of come in. If you look at it, Bytrue, it's selling it for 178, and if you go down to the lower tiers, things are being sold for a lot cheaper. So you can see how there's a big disparity when it comes to price. People take advantage of this all the time. And I don't want to call it taking advantage. It's just a matter of people are leveling things out for the network. Aaron, I have been part of those roundtables. I think those roundtables all right, I'll end with this. So if you guys join the Telegram, and I'm gonna actually put the link to the group to the Telegram group again, just because I do think that they are really good peoples, and they are really not only knowledgeable, but they're helpful. They're willing to share that knowledge and not keep it to themselves. I'm going to share the Telegram group. They do host roundtables, which are actually really good. They are super informative, and they're open to the public. So if you have questions, I'm not going to sit here and pretend I know everything. These guys know a lot more than I do. And hopefully I've been able to just, put the name Quant Network, and, Overledger OS out there a little bit more. They have these roundtables, which are fantastic. I have listened to many of the roundtables already. It's just I haven't necessarily participated. I've been really, really busy. It's kind of wild how YouTube has been taking off for me, and I want to make sure that I'm doing the best that I can to acquire knowledge. So I might be somewhere and people don't even realize it. I'm over here with my notepad taking notes. Yeah, I like writing things down once in a while. It helps me remember and learning. You're either growing or you're dying, and if I'm not learning, that's going to be the death of me, and that's going to be the end. So I need to be learning new information, and there's a lot to learn when it comes to the Quant Network and everything that they're doing. So I put the Telegram chat there. I'm not trying to boost myself up on this video at all. I want to make sure I'm giving credit to these guys because they are honestly the faithful ones that have been around for years. I'm technically a newcomer when it comes to this, and I'm just thrilled to be part of the ride. Wesley Brooks. No, don't thank me. Thank you. You all are awesome. Thank you for joining and spending a little bit of time with me. So I'll definitely be putting videos together in regards to the Quant Network because, again, I think there's a lot to be said about it, and I want to try to keep them concise. I'll try to host more lives as often as possible to have conversations with all of you because I do love what we're doing with this channel and the type, not only the people, but the type of people that it's welcoming. It's people that want to gather knowledge, that want to learn more, that want to be more, that want to take finances to the next level, that want to take the blockchains to the next level. And when all of those things align, it's not, you don't get Captain Planet, you get Action, Action Crypto. And there was one comment that I'm going to scroll up because I thought there was something funny here and I don't want to forget. Here we go. Oh, this is hilarious. So Arnold's saying that I should say at the end of the videos, this is an Action Crypto CEO guarantee. You can take this to the exchange. I mean, technically, if you would have put the money in when I talked about it back, when it was 120, you would be doing pretty good right now. People ask my name and say, why don't you say, hey, I'm so-and-so of the video? I'm still considering that one. For now, I got a really sweet domain name, so action.ceo. I'm going to stick to that. So with that being said, thank you, everybody that joined, and thank you for your time. It's been a pleasure hanging out with you, and I'm going to leave it here. We'll wrap it up, and if you guys want to go to the Coffee Lounge, there's people there waiting for you, I'm sure. But I'm out. Y'all are awesome. See you in the next one.